Hey YouTube, it's currently 10:51 p.m. the day before upload, and I'm rushing to get this done. I'm sorry. You remember that guy from the first episode of the series? Michael? The kid who made me go pee in the library? Yeah, him! I have another story about him. This one's great! This is the story of how I got my first and only detention, and it was in my last year of high school. So this one time, Michael and I had the same class together. Again! It was our last class of the day, and since we were seniors, the teacher didn't really care what we did. We could leave class, we could play on our phones, we could literally do anything we wanted. Other than drugs, don't do drugs. We mainly just dicked around all class. We didn't really have anything to do. But one day, Michael came to school and he was completely bald. No hair. It was all gone. He didn't even say a word about it either, and honestly, I was too afraid to ask him about it. We had a friend in class named Amber. Well, she got detention one day, and Michael had one of his crazy ideas again. He said, "Jordan, let's go break Amber out of detention. We'll write a fake note from the principal and see if it works." So we write up a fake note saying that Amber's parents were here to pick her up for a family emergency. We even forged the principal's signature. We ditched class and headed to the detention room. Michael heads in and I keep an eye out for him. While I was waiting for Michael, I ended up getting a phone call from my dad. The second I picked up and said, "Hello?" a teacher walked up and shoved her hand in my face. She was waiting for me to put the phone in her hand. I just hang up on my dad without saying a word and give her the phone. And in my mind, I was like, well, that just happened. Suddenly, Michael walks out of the room. He sees the teacher taking my phone, and he takes his phone out and says, "Hey, look, here's my phone too." He shoves the phone in her face and then runs off. I nearly bust out laughing. I couldn't believe he did that. As he was running away, he turned around and went, That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It was one of those you had to be there moments. The teacher said, "Do you know that boy?" I replied saying, "I've never seen him in my life." After all that jazz, I went to the principal's office to retrieve my phone. I walked in and saw the principal staring at his computer screen. He turned it toward me and said, "Do you know this kid?" I look at the monitor and what I see is absolutely hilarious. It was Michael, running in slow motion at different angles. I replied with that same line again. I have never seen him in my life. Then the principal asks who I was on the phone with. I tell him my dad. He looks through my recent contacts and I completely forget that my dad's name is Motherfucker in my contacts. The principal said, "Sure, your dad." And then he calls the number and puts it on speaker. My dad picks up and says, "Hello? Jordan? Hi, Mr. Cormooks. Yeah, who the hell is this? Where's my son? Hi, Mr. Cumnox. I'm the principal here at Before the principal could finish his sentence, Michael walks in and he says, "It was me. It was all me." The principal slams his fist on the desk and says, "Get the fuck out of my office, now!" But my dad thought he was talking to me, so my dad started yelling at the principal through the phone. Oh man, it was just a hot mess. So much confusion in the air, all this nonsense flying around. Finally, Michael exits the office, and my dad hangs up. The principal looks at me nervously and says, "You have detention on Monday." And then he tells me to leave the office. That was absolutely hilarious. Probably my favorite moment to happen in high school. But the detention sucked. Hey YouTube, I'm done making these. Are you happy with me? Did you like it? I'll make more later. I'm sick of these. Sick to my stomach. I'm gonna barf.